Hey guys, tonight I'm going to take my first ride on the Yamaha YZF-R3. Now my son's had this bike for a little over a week and he's really enjoyed it, but I haven't had any seat time on it at all. So tonight I thought I'd take you along as I give you my first impressions of this 321cc bike. Stick around. Alright guys. So, this is the 2017 Yamaha R3. Now as you can see, we have installed a tail eliminator kit on it, or a fender eliminator kit I guess, would be better. We've gone ahead and put in the flush mount turn signals with the Halo. So here, let me try and show you that. So right there, I don't know if you can see that, but those are running lights. They look pretty cool when it's darker. We also have, I got the turn signal on now, so we also have integrated turn signals. I don't know why I'm covering up the license plate, it's just a temporary permit. But anyway, seems like the right thing to do. So we have that. The bike just looks great. I love the matte black with the red trim. I think it goes really well with the bike. I think the 2015 or 2016 model had kind of a glossy finish with the red. But the matte black I think really works for this bike. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and take it for a little spin. Sounds pretty weak. Try and adjust these mirrors. Wow, I already can tell these mirrors are better than mine. So, I believe this thing has a 3.5 gallon fuel tank on it. I think the set of gauges or are very similar to how the Ninjas are. So, I think, you know, the gear indicator's in a different spot, the fuel gauge is in a different spot, but basically the layout of this is pretty similar. One other thing I'm going to mention about the external of the bike, it's very similar to the Ninja in that I don't know why they do this, it's kind of annoying, but you know, it has the one headlight on for low beams, and then the high beams are both lights on. I would prefer, both with the Ninja and this bike, that they would just go ahead and leave both lights on, because I think it looks better, and put a high beam in there, put one that's angled higher or whatever. But anyway, alright, so let's take this bike for a little spin and see what happens. It's got the same Volkswagen-y sound as the Ninja did. You can already tell it revs a lot higher. From a comfort standpoint, it feels like I'm closer to the handlebars on this bike, but still pretty comfortable, pretty upright. My feet feel like they're basically in the same position. But the hardest thing for me to get used to right now is this, the gears are just feel altogether different. There's not as much low end power on this bike. Of course, I would expect that with a 321cc motor. The clutch you have to let out quite a bit further than my bike, than the 650, before it engages, so I'm probably revving the motor a lot higher than what I really need to. But I like the gearing in it, or the clutch and the gearbox feel better. On the Ninja, there's like a distinct clunk when you switch gears. This is like really smooth. You don't really feel it at all, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I kind of like it because I don't hear it. On my bike, I'm actually surprised you don't hear it in the video. It's so loud when it changes gears. The brakes seem pretty good. I guess it gets up and goes once you get it in the revs, you know. You know what I've noticed? It's much more comfortable on this bike to sit up, like to keep one hand off the handlebars. This seat isn't as slippery as my seat. So you sit, at least I do, I'm sitting all the way back on this seat and it feels pretty comfortable. So I kind of like the seating position of this a little better, to be completely honest with you. We'll keep riding it. I haven't been on it very long, only a couple minutes, so we'll see. We'll see how that works long term. Now when it's downshifting, it's got that kind of clunk that the Ninja has, but on upshift you don't even feel it. It's so smooth. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, I just don't hear it, and I like that. In third gear, it's got a little pickup, I will say. Right there, I was just trying to accelerate, and I really felt like I had a lot more torque in third gear than I did in... Oh, I guess... Seems I'm always in a traffic jam around here. I'm hoping you can hear this okay. The microphone, I was in a hurry when I put it on, so... The microphone's kind of jammed up over the top of my lip. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, but we'll find out. Had an itch on my face, sorry. But the mirrors here are pretty decent. I can see further behind me than I can on my bike for sure. And I like that. That's a good feature. But the bike takes the bumps pretty well. It feels good. I mean, it's very nimble, you know, so these are all good things. Downshifting, you know, this doesn't have a slipper clutch in it, so I guess you kind of have to be a little more careful, but I'm not going to be doing any crazy speeds. I will say it's smoother out, like when you come into a corner and you're making that turn and you go to accelerate. The Ninja's a little jerky, you know, like you pull the throttle just a little bit, it's got so much torque, it's kind of hard to control it. This bike, because it doesn't have as much torque, it's a lot smoother coming through that corner. So that's something I appreciate. That makes it a safer ride to me. Yeah, it's pretty smooth downshifting too. I mean, really pretty good, I have to say. Yeah, I have this itch on my face, it won't go away. I'll jam it through the gears here. Well, feels pretty good. It's definitely not the Ninja, that's for sure. But, you know, it'll get you out of trouble in a pinch. It feels pretty comfortable in fifth gear at around 40 miles an hour. Not a lot of vibrations. My son, he hates the brake and clutch lever. They stick out past the bar ends, which is kind of not good. So if you lay the bike down, those are gone. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You were thinking about it. I like the sound it makes when it's downshifting. Yeah, I mean, Yamaha's done a pretty good job with this bike, I have to say. Third gear has definitely got the most pull. When you're in third gear, you got all kinds of pulling power. I don't know, I think the bike's pretty damn comfortable, to be honest with you. got a very good seating position. It's definitely smaller than the Ninja. It's definitely lighter than the Ninja. I never thought much about it being on the Ninja, but this thing is definitely, it just feels lighter between your legs and in your hands. So I don't really know how to explain it very well. But I have to say, this is a fun bike. This is a fun bike to ride. I think the brakes are great. You know, it doesn't have near as much. I think this bike only weighs like 380 pounds, 390 pounds maybe. You know, when you go to accelerate, you got plenty of boost there. So, I love the noise it makes. I hope this comes through in the camera. It's just got a great downshift sound. And it doesn't jerk you. The Ninja, when you're going pretty fast, even with that slipper clutch, it kind of jerks you around. Oh. Definitely would benefit from a different exhaust sound, but that's just my thing, you know? So I'm sure for a lot of people they wouldn't care. Yeah, fifth gear, fourth gear would probably be better under 40. Fifth gear feels really good over 40. Third gear is pretty awesome, I have to say. It's just got so much pull. It's definitely fourth gear to fifth gear, or yeah, fifth gear is noticeably deeper sounding. Not that anybody really cares, but just an FYI. But I have to say, I'm enjoying riding this bike. I wasn't sure I'd like it. I've sat on it a bunch of times, but I just love, you can go through a corner so much faster now. Because you're not, struggling with the throttle so much. Turns over pretty easy. I don't trust this bike yet, but we'll go ahead and yeah, it leans over pretty good, I have to say. Just love that sound. I could just do that all day. Just downshift. Well guys, you know, I'll get into some more details when I do the full review, but I like this bike. It's fun to ride. It's got decent power. It's very comfortable to ride. I'm not finding the seating position to be, oops, I almost stalled it though, off-putting at all. It's not as roomy as the Ninja, I will say that, but I think the brakes are good, the seating position's good, the power's decent. The mirrors are fantastic compared to my Ninja, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So if you've got any questions or comments about this bike, or want to know something specific, let me know it in the comments below, and I'll try to get them answered for you. And keep in mind, I am going to do a full review of this bike once things settle down a little bit for me and I have some time to put into it. I would like to get a little more seat time in it before I try to do a full review. But yeah, I mean, just as a general overview, I think this is a pretty nice bike. I'd buy one. So guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you know what to do. And I really just want to say, you know, thank you for all the positive feedback on the 5 videos I've put up so far. And I'm really going to try hard to keep getting content out there as fast as I can. I really, it was really kind of humbling, to be honest with you. So, anyway, as always, thank you for watching.